Yeah. Esto es breve, ya tus pasos se acercan. Tú me debes una noche con maldad. Yo soy preso de esos besos y tu piel. Yo sé que eso se repite otra vez. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Más por DM me escribiste antes de llegar al hotel. Me conoces, no soy de eso. Yo te hago completico el proceso y empiezo a tocarte. Yo soy tu vicio, espero que no te asombre. También puedo besarte, ser loco y romántico a la vez. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Mi Pikachu, pues yo te elijo, siempre apunto a lo fijo, por eso estoy contigo. Y porque la pasamos genial, es un castigo. Es solo que conmigo encontraste tu abrigo, y por ahí encontraste algo más. Tú lo sabes. No nos desviemos del caso, solo tú y yo, mujer. Tú eres perfecta, tú eres mi caro, y yo puedo ser tu nena. Sé que tú quieres más de eso. Flaca, tírame ese hueso, que él no te dio lo que te di. Y no solo hablo del sexo, lo que yo te di. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir.
Aquel día el instinto nos decía que esa noche juntico no quería, que las ganas, bebé, nos quemaría, pero no fue así. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a jugar. Ella sabe que quiero a mi mamacita. Ella también quiere que seamos felices. Ella, la que se apresura a la vueltica. Ella es sin timidez. Como la ves, no le importa dónde y cuándo. Pero nada no he hecho, no soy el que la mando. Nunca lo seré, su carácter no es de niña, que la puede controlar cualquiera. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente. Vamos lento y verás. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente. Vamos lento y verás. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a
at you, but you look. Oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. 'Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you. I just wanna see you.
I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's driving. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rockin'. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's knockin'. I'm not the same. Thinking money made me change, nothing else to blame. Bougie stuck up in my way, singing Gucci gang. Gucci gang, think I'm Gucci Mane. I'm just playing in the cut, I got my Vans on. I'm not selfish, I get on to put my mans on. Always greedy since the day I got my first safe. 5'7", but I'm 6'8" when I stand on the money pals. Need a money counter, I broke my thumb from thumbing down. Wifey on my line, she told me to dumb it down. Mama on my line, asking how I'm dumbing now. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's driving. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rockin'. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's knockin'. Get out my way, I'm so unashamed. Throw it to my veins, like my 2K green or blue, I'm not into games. Focus on your player's face while I'm stacking change. We throw out what you got on your whole crew late. Every time I drop it, knock you make the screw face. I can't stand to be around people who are two-faced. I can't stand to do some business if you're too late. I beat the beat or defeated. I beat the beat or mistreated. I beat the odds deleted. On top, I'm ODing. No rock star with these leather pants. I'm AC/DCing. When I die, I bet they love me, but hate me when I'm breathing. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, it's rubbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rockin'. When I link with ballpoint. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound.
In this moment, I cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah.
What's going on?
I follow, no need to say.
So tell
Come on.
good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible now before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah, and nothing can stop me,
In the chat room,
'cause I'm addicted to what you
put your
like.
age, gender, city. Let's get it.
I follow, no need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
What's going on? What's going on? What is going on, people? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Friends, family. Shout out to that CIA. One love to that FBI, CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. FBI, the friendly, the feminine, the beautiful, and those inspirational ladies out there. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Here's what I need before we get into this. I'm going to need everybody to make sure that do me one favor. As long as we keep the likes or the dislike, the like rating up over 50%, we're good. We keep on moving all the way through the show. Okay? That's all I really need to know. Right now, we have got 1,600 people in here just getting started. We need to get over 800. You guys see the title of the show. It promises to be a barn burner, a doozy. Oh, man, because I know it's been some strange happenings going on this side of the planet. Why? I don't know. Oh, came through. Ike say he closed a sweet deal. Ike comes through with the 1, 2, 3, 4, $500 coming in from Ike. Woo, y'all gotta love when Ike come through the house. He just come through here heavy-handed. Doing what he does. And here we got brother Andre Hatchett over there representing. Come through with the big hundo. All right, people. I want to get into this because this is a subject that I think is long overdue. It's long overdue. Oh, I love when you get the orange bag. I got some stuff to do, so we just gonna kind of talk. We're gonna do a get. We're not. In the beauty community, they have something called a get ready with me, where women sit around and talk while they're putting their makeup on. I'm not gonna do. I don't have to put on makeup, obviously, but I got some things I need to set up here, so we just gonna kind of talk through these things, right? Here's the thing. I don't know how old the average person is in the chat room, but I'm going to take you back on a little history, okay? A little history. So, Godfather, we're going to lower the lights and we're going to take a little history to it, okay? Boys and girls, pay attention, okay? Moderators,
You know, as long as nobody's being rude, let people say what they want. But if people are trolling, calling people names, getting, mentioning other content creators in the chat room, time people out like that and I will see it. Bring it to my attention. Okay. Here's what I need you to understand. So for all you folks who are under the age of, under the age of 40, age of 35, back in the day, something happened that was a earth-shattering event. Okay, it changed the conversation forever. Out in California, in the late 20th century, an epic beating, drubbing, dragging of black men was caught on tape. See, used to be that people didn't walk around with cell phones or mobile phones and their mobile cameras in their pocket. In order to get something on tape, a video, you actually had to have a big, bulky camera. And those are usually properties of either media companies or news outlets. The average person didn't have access. So one day, this drubbing was caught on tape. Now, here's a funny thing. People had often heard how black men had been talking about their treatment with authority, with people they're trying to get along with. And they've heard about it, but nobody saw it. So it was always presumed that, that can't be true. It can't be that bad, because that's not their reality. And then even for people that said it could be true, it was like, but he must have did something, had something coming to him. That way people could just kind of blow it off. But when it is flashed to you on screens everywhere, all that goes out of the window. People could no longer comfortably deny this is going on. It happened. And it shocked people because they're like, oh my God, I've been ignoring this. It's been right in my face all along, and I never witnessed it. I never paid attention. It jolted the country. Fast forward. About a year later, something happened. And what really jolted people was the reaction to when it was all said and done. Nothing happened to the perpetrators. They just got off scot-free. And parts of the country went up in protest. And the thing is, even the people who once would say, I don't believe you, or you must have did something to deserve it, after they saw it with their own eyes, they kind of started sympathizing with the people who had all that happen to them. So even when everything went up, they said, can't blame them. Can't blame them. All right. For all those of you who don't know what I'm talking about is the movie The Color Purple. The movie The Color Purple. The epic dragging of black men's character in front of the entire world. Starring Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, and Danny Glover. Never before had a black men had such a beating in front of everybody. It was a worldwide beating. It was talked about in newspapers and this and that, and so forth. And it was thrust into the public, into the folks' face. And they're like, oh, Jesus, really? We've heard about how horrible these men are, but then it's thrust onto them. But here's what tends to happen on the other side. the things they saw in that movie didn't necessarily line up with the guys they knew. Well, I work with a black guy and he's married, and I don't see any Miss Seeley wives coming to the plant. I don't see any women coming to the office with a big old I like Oprah. Where are all these black men who are just so violent and beating women up like hotcakes and carrying on? Didn't really kind of line up. And what started to happen is people started to have a little bit of sympathy for people that they didn't understand. Now why did I take this path? Well, I wanted to inject a little humor into it. Really what I was talking about was Rodney King, but I wanted to juxtapose it with some things that you hear a lot of men say. Men's images, black men's images have been really destroyed, damaged, da-da-da-da. And yes, this is a men's channel. There are women who can make their own argument, and that's the point. Men can make their argument. We're being beat up. We're being destroyed. We're being damaged. Okay. And women can make their own point too. Oh my God, we're getting destroyed. Nobody loves us. Nobody's protecting us. And what we all have to come to realize is, at the end of the day, nobody was on our side. Nobody was on our side. Nobody was on our side. Rodney King, the Rodney King beating, the trial, when those officers got off, Rodney in LA went up in riots. The least likely person came to the podium and said, can we all just get along? The guy who had been beat within an inch of his life by cops mercilessly. Go back and look at the pictures. He was the one asking, can we all just get along? Can we just be friends? Can we stop doing this? If not for us, for the kids and for the old folks. Well, I got a similar question. This whole gender war, this whole thing that's been going on, black men on that side, black women on that side, has been going on for too long. And black men are asking the question, can we just get along? Can we be friends? Okay, you don't have to love, you have to love black men. Can we just be friends? Can we just get along? And let me explain what I'm saying. All right. Around the time this was happening, daytime TV had come alive. Oprah Winfrey, Sally Jesse Raphael, Donahue, Ricky Lake, etc. And then a bunch of judge shows. So America got a steady diet of black dysfunction. These judge shows had this black man over here and this black woman over here arguing in divorce court, arguing in people's court, arguing in Maury, arguing in Donahue, on and on and on. Never was the a positive image put out in front of folks. And people just kind of took it and went with it. That's the truth. Well, what did it do? It drove a major wedge in between black America. Okay. But here we are in 2020. And enough. Can we just be friends? I mean, when is it going to be enough? And enough brothers are coming and saying, you know what? I don't believe in it. Gender war and look, I want to get married, have kids, and have a family. I don't want to do this back and forth. So my question is, black women, can you be friends with black men? Let's talk about it. I've said it on this channel many times. It is a threat to other people. There's a threat to many folks out here who stand to make a lot of profit off of black men being over here, off of men and women being separate. Think of all the money that was made in media companies. You are not the father. Jerry. Just think of all that money that was made parading black male female dysfunction. And think of what it did, and think about what it did to so many people who hadn't really experienced anything ill. You saw it on TV. Many of us didn't have a dad in the household, so you heard women sitting around talking about how bad men and women are. We know how we got here. All right, but can we all just get along? Can we decide to be friends? Let me ask you a question, ladies. Do you like black men? Because I hear many black women say they love black men. But do you like black men? Do you trust black men? I mean, black men, not your mom, not your uncle, not your big daddy, not your man. I mean, black men, the black male avatar. Do you love black men? Do you trust black men? Do you believe in black men? And whatever the answers are, my question is this. Is your image of men based upon what men have done to you or what you've heard and seen from other people? Oh, yeah, we're going there. Is it based on what men have done to you, or is it based on what you've heard and seen from other people? Because there's plenty of negative stuff to look at. And it's being pumped to you all the time. But one thing I've learned is talking to people, talking to individual men and women, is very rarely, even when I knew guys that were on the going their own way kind of thing, when I'd ask them, well, what happened in your situation, your relationship? Turns out that they had really had nothing happen to them, or something happened to them, in high school, and something that they misinterpreted it and let it build. All right. Here are the questions we're going to hammer out. What have if you say you can't be friends, we can't get along, all right, what have black men done to you? Not your mama, not what your mama told you, not what your auntie, nay, them, your homegirl. No, your life. Only you and black men. Because my guess is, it's nowhere in the majority. A lot of this stuff is being, it's taking on the legend, taking on legend and folklore. Because even on this show, when I start asking women questions about their relationships, tend to turn out that it's not nearly what I'm being told initially. And I understand why a lot of that happens, because that's the image that's been pumped into you. If we cannot rebuild it, in order to be friends with black men, and see, the men are asking the women. Women can ask the other question, but in order to be friends with somebody, you got to at least have a better image of them. And you cannot have a better image of a group of people or of a black man if you don't go into interactions, meetings, just out in the world in good faith. Think about what I'm about to ask you. When I ask you, do you like black men? Do you know black men? Do you trust black men? Do you have any faith in black men? Do you believe in black men? And if you, whatever you believe, whatever you think about black men in general, is it coming from things that black men have actually done to you specifically? And if so, that's something we can talk about. But if not, if you're on what I think is probably a large chunk of people that you basically taken on what's been pumped out to you, it's popular media. You've had women on this channel say it's popular media. And yes, I'm talking about from the black men's side. If I can't talk about it from the woman's side. That's on y'all to do it. But here's the thing. That's something that has to stop also. Well, because I know there are people in the chat room that are saying, what about, or yeah, but. Everything I'm saying, I know somebody in the chat room is probably saying, yeah, but black men have done this. For today's conversation, all that stops. No whataboutisms. No, I will do this if you do that. I'm talking about, can you forgive yourself for whatever has gone on in your life, however you got to be in the mindset you are right now. Can you stop digging? Can you forgive yourself? Oh man, I that didn't happen, or blew that out of hand, or blew that out of proportion, or that really was bad, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. Okay, can you forgive yourself? Can you forgive yourself? And then can you forgive black men, especially men who haven't done anything to you? You can't judge harshly a whole millions of men. You only know the ones you know. We got to get these likes up, man. 60 seconds, and we don't get these likes up over 15. We go to intermission. Let's talk about it. You got to, especially single mothers raising boys. If you have issues with black men, understand, even your best efforts, your son sees how you think about black men through the things you don't do. He doesn't see mama happy working with a man. He sees mama standing alone, strong and everything else. No. And see, I'm asking this. I accept everything. I accept every story. And then I say, okay, we move that over here. Can we start with a clean slate? Can we just decide to be friends? Can we say that was the past? I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to forgive other folks. Then I'm going to go into interactions with opposite sex, and I'm going to go into it with good faith. You ain't got to earn my respect. I'm not going to go into it with one eyebrow up, waiting for things. No, I'm going to go into it optimistic and without needing guarantees, without needing you to go first. Yeah, because that's where this typically stops. Yeah, I'll do all this if you do this. It's the chicken or the egg. If you go first, I'll do this. All right, no. For this conversation, can you just wipe the slate clean and say, you know what? I've got my issues with black men of a certain stripe, of a certain kind, and those are valid. No one's taking them from you. But what about the other 20 million that ain't your man, that ain't your boyfriend, ain't your husband, ain't your uncle, that gotta occupy this planet with you? They got to be out there and got to build the roads and dig the ditches and lay the pipes and build the buildings and snake the drains and drive the trucks and close the deals and do the surgeries. All those black men out there that you can never, ever know outside of your little bitty, teeny, tiny world in Georgia or Colorado or Louisiana or New Jersey or California. Can you not be at war with the black male image? Can you just say, you know what? I don't like this guy that comes on this YouTube channel. I don't like his silly face. I don't like his silly candles. I don't like his silly lights. I don't like his silly suit. I don't like nothing that comes out of his mouth. I don't even like the way he say it. But what he's saying, I can actually go look up myself and see the facts and data. And he didn't make that up. He's just saying these things. And I can see the things he's saying with my own eyes. So, you know what? I'll let it be. Because me and that man ain't never going to get married. We ain't going to have no kids. But do you have to dislike him? Do you have to dislike any of us? The men you'll never get along with, why do you have to dislike them? Other races of people can have their problems, but they don't drag each other. They don't talk about each other. All up in the media. That's why, that's a big part of the reason the black community is where it is. The men do what they do, but the men and women are at war. And enough. In order for life to be better, how about you just stop fighting? Let's just be friends. Case in point, let me give you an example. In the last several weeks, I've had a lot of women from the dating out community. Let's just call it that, talking mad crap about me. So I've heard. But see, in my day-to-day life, I've lived in nice places, in neighborhoods where I see couples that are black, white. I see interracial couples, and my neighbors. My real world is nothing like this online world. In my real world, I've seen black women married to white men, have their children, and we are very different in a lot of things, our belief systems, our politics, or whatever. But when the kids are going to the swimming pool, or when it's time to go to the neighborhood association cookout or whatever, sitting there, hey, Brad, hey, Tiffany, talk about what you can talk about. Hey, did you see the football game or whatever? Stay away from the hot button issues, and you keep it moving, because the kids and everybody else is having a good time. The pets are playing. I don't go argue with them. They don't come argue with me. And here's the thing. When everybody goes back home, strange thing happens. If Brad and Tiffany and their family go out on a holiday, on vacation, I look at my neighbor's house and make sure they're out for a couple of weeks. I don't know that car, that nobody's supposed to be there. A good neighbor calls 911. A good neighbor says, you know what? My neighborhood and this community is more important than the few things I think I don't like about that person. What do? Do you sit back and say, you know what? I don't like Brad because his politics are different, or I don't like his wife because, so you let the house get broken into? Well, whatever. See, that's how my world tends to work. That you don't have to get along with everybody, but you try to be friendly with people. You get along where you can get along. You don't go and sit back and say, well, yeah, they probably deserve whatever happened to them. It's not my business. I'm going about my world. And then they come home and wonder why, in broad daylight, when they know their neighbors are home, no one did anything. See, in the real world, people can try to be friends. You try to be friends, try to get along. Because the group is more important than petty disagreements and squabbles. Because at the end of the day, he's married to his wife. I don't care or know them people. Trying to figure out things that I dislike about them is put far too much energy. I got too much stuff to do myself. Why did I tell that story? It's basically expanded. How many times do you hear people sitting around talking about black men and tearing black men apart, but then they have no man? All right. Well, can you just be friends with the guys? Even if you never want to have a husband, a boyfriend, if you want to stay single, a single working female until the day you die, can you just be friends with black men? Can you just stop? That's what I want to talk about tonight. Can we just be friends? Because every other group of people can try to be okay with each other, especially with the millions they don't know. Instead of sitting in perpetual judgment, holier than thou, on stuff that you can never truly know. Hold on. Let me. Nice speech. No, money, cash. Black women want to secretly destroy black men. So here's what you do. You call in, because I'm not allowing men to come in here and say that either. Call in and justify that, because here's the thing. You're another nameless, faceless person. You can be a white. You could. How can you say that? And even so, let's just say that's true. Are you weak enough to let her? Why are you so worried about what these boogeymen black women are going to do? if you out doing what you're supposed to be doing as a man, why is that a threat to you? See, I understand why I get so much pushback from high value this and that, because I'm talking about men and women having a standard and trying to become better than they are. You see, well, they want to secretly destroy us. So what you gonna do about it? One thing I've always said, it will shut anybody up, any group of women up, is your work. You can shut a whole lot of people up with your work. Do you have a lot of work to show? What's your resume look like? What's your career path look like? What are you doing? What's your network of friends? What are your network of colleagues? What are you building on your, what are you doing? See, you can't just come in and see, we can't ask if can black women, can we be friends? Black men, you got to do the same. You got to do the very same thing I'm asking black women to do. What have black women done to you specifically? See, the reason I ask that question, because that's your that's your issue. And that's for you to work on. But you can't treat everybody the same, because you don't like it when you get that way. And we're the only group that people make a profit off of, for the men and women being at odds like this. You saw what happened to Tommy Lauren. Blonde hair, blue eyed woman came out talking crap about men, and she got checked real quick by the men of her group, to the point to where she had to backpedal and apologize. But like I said in that broadcast, she had to backpedal and apologize because the men of her group own her job and her income. Oh, we're going to talk about it tonight. If you want to call in tonight, you're going to have to get on screen. No nameless, no pseudonyms, no pictures. Nope. You got to get on screen. That don't mean you have to get on YouTube, but I got to see who you are. Because at the end of the day, what's the alternative? Can we all just get along? Or you're going to spend the rest of your life or spend the rest of your adulthood being at odds with millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people on the planet that you can't possibly know. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy. I don't go through life like that. The guys I know don't go through life like that. And we have a pretty good life. And the guys that I know that do, the people I do, the men and women I do know that go through life like this, like my uncle's ex-wife, she died angry with him. He's been with his wife for 52 years. He's been with his wife for 50 years. My entire life, my uncle's been married to his second wife. His first wife died angry because he divorced her for another woman. He was married to her. He divorced her for his childhood sweetheart. And they are still married 50 plus years. His ex-wife died alone, angry, broken, and bitter. Who's the villain? Who's the villain? Again, I said he married his childhood sweetheart, and they're married for over half a century. Let her tell the story. He was the worst thing. But no, eventually you got to stop fighting. You gotta, if you want to have anything other than dying alone, what are you going to do? Because this whole going across the street or going to the other side, that's not human. Most people stay inside their own group. Most people try to stay inside their own group. Nope. Most people try to stay inside their own group. Try to be inside their own group. Do their own thing. And that's what it comes down to. Because you're also judged by other people by how you talk about people in your own group. People will test you to see how you talk, to see if you're going to jump on it. When I was in corporate America, you know how many times somebody would throw something out about black women? Man, I don't know how you put up with these women. And I'll be like, oh yeah. So anyway, Did you get the memo? Blah blah blah. Yeah, man. That Chandra down in HR, man, she is a pistol. Oh, she's a pit bull. Da 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 da. Yeah, they would throw that stuff out at me all the time. And some of these people I actually personally could not stand for reasons that were valid. Do you think I'm gonna sit there and say anything? I look weak. I look foolish. I'm gonna sit there and come on, man. Well, I'll keep it real. I'm gonna say what I have to say. Really? How's that working out for us as a group? We're at the bottom. We're at the bottom, and everybody else, the people in the middle, the average people here and average people here can decide to marry and become more than average. High school graduate here, high school graduate there, maybe college. 40,000 here, 40,000 there, together 80. Marrying at a rate of 50+% or whatever. Same divorce court, same everything else. You ain't got middle class people trying to talk about all these massive prenups and getting torn out the frame. Who's getting torn out the frame on $50,000? Knock it off. Drawing in all these celebrity people just to fixate and make these. We're to the place to where enough. Can we just be friends? Can we just knock all this stuff off and get down to the business of life? And here's the thing, with the people who are willing to do it with you, because here's the other side of it. There'll be people who will say, "Oh man, whatever. I'll never forgive it. I'm gonna Hatfield and McCoy. That's cool." There'll be extreme men, extreme women. Let them be there. Let them be there. Let them stay there. Let them do what they're gonna do. At the end of the day, the people who want to work with you, deal with you, do business with you, do business with them. The people who want to like you, like them. Why? Because that's how the world gets built. That's how things get done. First time I had my MIT, I said, life happens out there, and life is about people. Far too many black men and black women are completely separate and solo. We got 2.5, 3 months left before we get back into the fall season and the flu season. Right now in Georgia, COVID is spiking. What do y'all think is going to happen? We already had a window. Now you had months to prepare. Are you still in the same place? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. See the thing of too much this, too much that. See, here's what I need you to understand. The people who keep coming in saying this about the men, this about the women, they're going to separate themselves out. They're going to separate themselves out. And in Japan, kodokoshi is a thing. People die alone. You don't try to change people who don't try to change or don't try to work with people who don't want to work with you, who don't want to talk to you. What's wrong with y'all tonight, man? Some of y'all are some crazy folks thinking, let me just call your business line. So here's what I'm going to do. Tonight, I'll be changing that. Got some home training, man. If you're going to contact me the right way. When I drop the link, that's what you do. Again, there are going to be some very harsh feelings because there's a lot riding on perpetual war. That's why if you're ever a fan of Star Trek, the undiscovered country talked about peace. The Federation and the Klingon Empire had finally come to a peace. And then there was this murder, assassination of the warring Klingon emissaries on a starship. And it was meant to throw them back into war. And it made it look like the Klingons did something to the Federation. And it turned out to be the people in the Federation, admirals and old school people who had been at war their entire life, set all this up because they had no place in a peace. There are no old warriors. And that can be expected. But young people, you starting to have more and more young people, young folks starting to say, I don't want to look like and live life like my dad or my nana or my auntie and them. How many times you hear young women saying, I'm tired of listening to these older, angry women single women who will sit back and turn around and ask you, why are you listening to those men? Well, because there are a bunch of men over there. And over here, ain't nothing but a bunch of women. The younger folks are raising their hands up saying, I don't want to do this. So, again, younger people, ask yourself a question. Why is this older person telling you this? Is it in their life? Are they telling you something that happened to them? Or they got a bunch of doom and gloom and horror stories, a bunch of hyperbole and vagary, but when you ask them questions 3 levels deep, they don't have any specifics. Oh yeah, we're going there. We're going there. No specifics, all vagaries, this big phantom it. Well, you know, black men are this or black women are that. All right, well, tell me what happened the last time you had a relationship with a black man. Oh, I ain't had one with a black. I ain't had a relationship in 20 years. Oh, how long was that? Oh, for a year. So you're 45 years old and you've had one relationship in your life for a year. And you think as a 19 or 20-year-old woman, she should listen to you because you're 45? Yeah, see, it's been put out in public in front of these kids. That Rodney King thing, they've heard the stories, but now they've seen the tape themselves. And then they've seen the acquittals themselves. And now they can come over and hear from themselves. Young black women, get your opinion of black men from black men, not from black women. Black men, get your opinion from black women, not from black men. Yes, that's normal. That's normal. You should.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
Shock the shit out of me. You should get your opinion.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Siri, what the hell is wrong with you? You should get your opinion of the opposite sex from your interactions with the opposite sex. And then leave it there. Don't make everybody responsible for your ex. You had a bad relationship with a woman. That was you and that woman. You can't drag all women for that because you don't like it when they do it for you. And here's the thing. This ain't trying to get everybody to get married and hooked up. Nope, none of that. I ain't trying to do any of that. Just be friends. Be cool. Let folks live. Let folks make it. Because somebody who needs a perpetual enemy, a perpetual other, is somebody I avoid in my life. If it's always, yeah, but it's a Cold War. And 48 Laws of Power lends itself to isolationism, building a fortress around yourself. And what happens? Isolated people, isolated countries tend to turn inward and tend to eat on themselves. And they tend to cut themselves off. And then they become a little cuckoo. Things become a little strange. You've been in the house for 30 days when the CV hit. Imagine if you've been away from people in interactions for years. Oh no, it's getting tight. Because everybody, they're all out to get you. They all want to take your money. They're all trying to take over you, and they're trying to whatever. You only get one guy. If you get one woman, all right, then the rest of them, can you be friends with them? If not, it says a little bit more about you. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. Speaking of, for my non-black viewers, tonight's about black folk. Come back tomorrow, but tonight we do it.
El mundo quiere dinero.
Oh no, I want to start from the beginning.
Money work.
Make it rain them likes. Make it rain them likes.
Money work.
Go
Se
Tiara.
arregla con dinero.
That's a black woman, by the way, right? Oh, he hates black
Money
women.
work.
He just sits there bashing black women. He's so mean to black women. He talks down to him. He's so harsh. And what about him? Look at him. He's not perfect.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero.
Killing the messenger.
Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tiene
We
lo
fun.
verde siempre llegará primero.
We getting there tonight.
Llegaremos después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos malos
Oh, it's all a game. It's all a trick. It's all a ruse. They're really trying to do is they're trying to sell you a bridge.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
People who keep pumping you fear
Money
are
work.
the people you need to watch. Are the people I watch.
Se arregla con
Those are the people
dinero.
I watch. The people that pump fear all the time.
Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna
Truth is not
aceptación.
fear.
Tampoco vengo a
Facts,
pedir
data,
perdón
statistics,
porque mis sentimientos se
that can be
volvieron la
verified.
pasión. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande
everybody's
es
entitled to an
un
opinion.
interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré.
Black folks
No
in this
vendo mi
country
alma,
are
lo
not a
lograré.
special breed
Seré
of
el
human
más grande,
being.
no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo
We've had our media,
Money
our
work.
image co-opted away from us
El mundo quiere dinero.
for hundreds of years. Now it's time to take it back.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Corazón.
Now it's time to take
De
it back.
corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón.
Go Money World, girl.
Corazón, la plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Money work. Money work. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunes.
Thank you, Money World, Tiara. Tiara Scoops, everybody. Tiara Scoops. Getting her Money World dance on. That just makes me happy. Every time I see her getting there, when she does that little jump in her leg to that, I'm like, come on. All right. The link is in the chat room. There's what you do. There's what you do. So like I said it again, one of the things, growing up as a Christian, the church had a balance. There was a fire and brimstone, revelations, but then there was also optimism, hope. When we went to Church of God in Christ, they went old school to where every Sunday you was going to hell. I didn't like that because it's too much fear, and we live under the new covenant. You got to be able to make, what is life without hope? But then you had prosperity gospel come in, which it was all hope. And I started to realize that, both of those churches are full. The small church, Kojic church, there are no mega Kojic churches. Why? Because people don't want to have fear their entire time. But you may have large mega churches, but there still need to be balance. All right, we get to it. We get to it. Can you be friends? Can we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Again, I'm not asking for the guys to call in. Not right now. I don't need to ask the guys the question, can we be friends? I need to hear from the women. Or why the women cannot be friends. Well, they's like, I just cannot do it. I have to stay at war with you until I shuffle off this mortal coil. Really? Really? Huh. How's that supposed to work out? Because no people that see you at war with your own group, they're not in a rush to be at peace with you either. I cannot see you. Whoever you are, starts with a K. Kan. Can't see you. Somebody, the Ethiopian princess. Let me go ahead and ask you to start your video. Why this message today? Well, because number one, that's where it is. I work with an average of 3 men a day, and day in, day out, I hear the black marital rates to the ground. Black men don't want to get married. Black men just running out here having kids all over the place. Black men. And I'm sorry, 51% of black men are single and childless. 64% are in the middle class. 90+% of the men I work with want a wife. So the men who pay me money for years are not all this doom and gloom I continually hear. And now the numbers, the facts, the data, the statistics are coming out, but you still hear people saying all this bad stuff. All right, cool. Just stop digging. Believe what you want to believe. If you don't believe the facts, those facts. Okay, fine. All right. You don't want to be with a black, cool, but can you just be friendly? Can you just make sure, can you watch my house when I'm not there? Can you watch my house when I'm not there like I watch your house when you're not there? And when the mailman comes by, can you not talk shit about me to the mailman just because you don't like me? Can you just let the mailman drop the mail off, the UPS man drop the mail off? Can you let the UPS drop, Amazon drop? Can you let when people come into the neighborhood, can you just not talk crap about me because you don't like me or what I look like? Let everybody do their job. But stop sitting out there being a busybody. You better get your money up front. You know, I've heard things about those guys. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he did anything to me, but you better. Can you let the lawn service just, edge and trim the yard? Neighborhood busybodies. You're not going to get on unless I can see you. Nope, you're in the dark. I can't see you, so I'm going to let you go. I'm new. I'm just trying to hear your commentary. Hey, what's going on? Single women going to say what? Single women are very careful. Single women have to be very careful nowadays. Why? Get on the show and explain why single women have to be so careful. Why do you have to be so careful? Why are you so terrified of your men? Okay, you got to be so careful. Single women, the woman who said the single women got to be careful. What have men done to you to make you have to be careful? That's what I want to know. What have black men done to you, specifically to you, that are forcing you to be careful? Your lived experience, not mama, not nene, not big mama, not just homegirl. No, you. To force you to walk around. I'm all ears. You got to come into the light, person. Name is, I can't pronounce your name. Kaneswa, last name. You're in the room with me. If I cannot see you, I'm going to put you out of the room. That's what I thought. You will not troll me tonight. You will come on. You will come into the light. Come on, troll. Now think about what I'm asking you. This message This video, I guarantee you, the comment section is going to be off the chain. There are going to be people saying, "Oh, people who don't know me, trying to tell you all kind of things about why I'm doing this." Now understand something. They're not going to say what they can do or what they're willing to do. Or, you know what? This is a good point at that point. No, it's going to be, no, 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 no. Don't listen to him. He's the devil. Okay. Then what you got? What you got? What do you have? Why should we listen to you? It's just, are you happy? Are you happy in your life? You have a prescription to where I can have a happy, successful, healthy life with people around me? Or do I got to walk around being on guard against millions of people who look like me, who just happen to be the opposite sex, that I don't know, that I've already judged as not on my side? No, Ben, trolls are not winning. So here's the thing. Anytime, oh, here we go. Valentina Valentine. You must light yourself up. Boo, 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 boo. Great topic tonight. Yeah. Here's a again, I go back to Tommy Lauren. Remember I made the video and I said, it's not your skin tone, it's your attitude. I said, Tommy Lauren, men are trash, men are this, men are that. And she's been getting drugged pretty badly. You got people pulling up her, allegedly, her photos before her alleged plastic surgery or whatever. And I stand on what I said. Tommy Lauren is an average looking white girl. She's average. She's cute. Gave an adjustable 6. That's not a bad thing. But it's that hard driving, take no prisoners. I deserve a man on my financial level outside of your looks level. And her friends, if they're similar to her, aren't getting the results that she believes she deserves by her resume. That's why she wants you to value. And then she came to the public and told the public that men are trash. But the men said, oh no, we're going to turn off that money. You're not going to drag us like that. That's why I said there's so many lessons to be learned. And she did the smart thing. She got back up on there. Hi, let me take my foot out of my mouth and let me go ahead and make some peace with this. Because, yeah, this is about me. I can't tell you that all these guys are this. She said men from the age of 26 to 60. That's what she said, 26 to 60 or 36 to 60. It was like a huge group of men. Men are trash. And I'm like, whoa. Now, if you flip that, and if that had been a man saying that women are garbage, if a man had said that, oh my God, she wasn't getting just insulted or drugged by men either. Women were coming after her because women are tired of this stuff too. People are tired of this. Nobody's perfect. No one walks on water. And just because you're telling people to try to become the best version of yourself, to do this, to do that, doesn't mean you're being mean to them or condescending to them or you're da-da-da. Folk, people ultimately know if I'm not getting what I want out of life, I need to try to do something different. And the solution for all of us tends to start in the mirror. Now, let's play it forward. Both of you people are not in my chat room. I can't see your video. You got to get on video so I can see you. If you can't get on video so I can see you, you can't get on the show. If you can't get on video so I can see you, you won't get in the show. That's just not going to happen. Let's take it forward. So let's say Kim. Let's say Kim, and Kim is straight up in the
Danger zone.
or she's on the other side of the danger zone. Kim was raised like many of us. Single mother, didn't know her father, college educated, out here making $70,000, $80,000 a year, has her career. She's living. But like most women, she has a biological urge. She wants to have a child, and there are no men around on her level or whatever. All right. It would be better for Kim to look at all men as though they're out to get her. That all men that look like her are your enemy, not on your side. All these pejoratives and statistics and things. And then she looks at her life and says, well, that's not been my experience, but I trust you and I trust you and I trust what you say. But even though I have little or no experience, you think it would be better for her to walk through the world fearful, scarcity, negative, or, hey, that relationship I had didn't work out, but he's a decent dude. He made mistakes. I made mistakes, and you keep it moving. What would be better outcome for anybody? To be able to work with people across the board. Because you never know. Kim could meet Keith. And Keith and Kim may not be on each other's way level. Kim meets Keith. Keith, hey, Keith. Oh, man, I love the way you smell. What are you wearing? Oh, I'm wearing this fragrance from Louis Vuitton, blah, blah, blah. Chop it up. They exchange contact information, LinkedIn information. They're just not a match. But then Keith says, hey, Jeff, I met this woman. I think you'll be a great match. Pass the information off. Next thing you know, Jeff's talking to Kim. That's how stuff happens. When you have friends and you're friendly, people tend to want better outcomes for people they're friendly with. But do you think if Keith met Kim and Kim was on that BS, that he would want to pass the information on over to his friend, his colleague, Jeff? Heck no. People skills. In our community, today period, there's all this social media and digital connection. We all need better social skills, people skills. Less screens, more talking. When was the last time you actually had a conversation with somebody from the opposite sex? Face to face or on the phone? Not texting, talking. Face to face. Too many. Okay. I don't know where you live, Jimmy, but grown men are. Let them keep coming out. Bye-bye. And when they make themselves known, oh no, don't time that out. Just being myself. We get rid of that. Don't do that. Just being myself. You're clogging up my chat room doing that. You don't clog up the chat room like that. Here we go. There we go. Every day. So let me get down to this. Let me get to the questions in the chat room. And see, and I will say this too. You're on the right path when the yays outgo the nays. There are people who don't like my program, don't like things I have to say, great. But every morning I wake up and I have an email or text message, or even people who've been on the show the previous night or previous week saying, you know what, I did not like what you said or how you said it, but thank you. If I went and read all the ladies who were on the show who came back and said, thank you for that eye opening conversation. Thank you for the patience for sitting there and talking to me. Thank you for asking me the hard questions. Dozens of them. So I'm good. It's not going to stop. This is what we're going to be doing moving forward because men and women want to try to find themselves. And as an image consultant, what good would it be if I had people with a great image and they ain't got nowhere to go and nobody to do it with? Come on, knock it off. Michael Dane says, I was literally speaking to a black female colleague and she thanked me for having this conversation with her. We're still conversing. I think black men and black women should be friends. Yes, we should. Real Andy says, I appreciate this video, Kevin. I will always love black men like you. Just don't agree with some of your views. And I'm a hopeless romantic. And I'm cool. See, you know, there's a time we used to actually like one another. You know, what's the latest song out today? Cardi B is getting drugged for her WAP song. When's the last time you heard any songs where people talk nice about one another? Not even a love song, just hey man, I like to go out on a dinner date. No, it's just I don't like none of you, so we're gonna get together to exchange this mutual climaxes, and then whatever we can get out of each other, and then we're gonna go on down the road. Don't nobody want to live like that, man. Don't nobody want to live like that. Much needed conversation. And it's going to continue to happen because here's the thing. More people want to have it than don't. And here's the thing. I will also say this. Don't argue with people who aren't going to change. People who have their view and want to say, well, here are the facts, the data, statistics, and now tell me about your situation, your interactions with what about your relationship? Well, what about you? I'm good. I love this one. Well, why should we listen to a guy that's been divorced twice? But yet Steve Harvey been married 4 times. The problem is, anytime that argument comes out, you know the conversation is over. Because it's automatically whataboutism. What about, why should? Happiness. You don't get anywhere if people don't have decent, friendly relations with one another, overall good faith, some trust, some respect, and some happiness. You can have all the money in the world. You can have your degree, your house, your this, your that. But if you're not happy, if life doesn't have there's no bright spots in life, there's no hope. What's the deal? What's the reason? Let's see. All right. We'll start with you. Hello? I need you to unmute yourself. I can't pronounce your name. How are you? How are you, Brianna? Let me go ahead and get you to where they can hear you. What you got for me? Can we be friends?
Yes.
You sure? We can be friends? Okay. Why can't we be friends? Go ahead.
I think it has something to do with what you were saying earlier about Star Wars. I do think it's kind of a conspiracy because I see on Facebook a lot of these polarizing posts against Black women and Black men and women that's obviously like ridiculous to say. And Black men and women both fall for these polarizing posts, and then they start getting into.
Okay, I know why. I believe you. I know that happens. What are you going to do about it in your life?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I know all that happens. All these posts and all these that all happens. Move that to the side. What are you going to do about it in your life?
Personally, or you mean
yes,
like in general?
Personally. What are you personally going to do?
I think I get along with Black men very well. So I just wanted to say
Do you
more
respond
so
to
in
posts like
general.
that?
I'm sorry,
Do
what?
you respond or comment to things like that?
I no longer do that. No.
All right.
Yeah, I just watch.
Okay.
I watch it and I try to. I.
Okay. Let
It's
me
hard to
ask you,
talk
why did you stop responding?
because it was obviously like baiting. Um, it'll be like those questions where they're like, black women could never,
Okay.
black women
Yes.
could never.
So when you stop responding to them, I mean, well, do you still watch the post? Do you still go to those places where they make posts like that?
I think that's just my algorithm. I'm trying to change it because
Well,
my
all you have to
field
do
of
is
friends.
click the three buttons on the side where it says "Do not recommend" or "Not interested."
Yeah,
But let's be honest. How old are you?
24.
Do you still watch the video and read the comments and not post?
Um, I don't
Come on, Brianna.
know.
Come on, Brianna.
No.
You don't?
I don't know what you mean. I
I
mean,
mean,
like I'll just
okay.
be on
The
Facebook and then
algorithm is
I'll
the
see.
algorithm serves you up stuff you look for and stay on. It serves you up stuff
Right.
that you're likely to stay on. So if you say you don't comment on them anymore, but the reality is, let me just say, a lot of people still go to places to hate watch, to watch
Hmm.
watch the mess, not comment, but they're just reading it.
Hmm.
Do you do that ever?
Yeah.
Then you're just
Yeah.
as then dear you're just as it's still you're just as bad.
Hmm.
You're watching the mess. You're just not in it. So when you
Well,
listen to what I'm about to say. Just listen to what I'm about to say. Do you feel good when you leave these posts?
no.
Then why? Then knowing that, why would you go to another one?
It's not. I mean, like on Facebook, it's really my social crowd. I was
You
in that
don't
mindset.
have to go read it. Facebook gives you, sis. I'm sorry. There are all kind of ways to change the algorithm, get things out. You don't have to read it. You give it time. You let it rent space in your head. What consumes your thoughts controls your life. See?
Hmm.
I mean, so if you're watching it, just not commenting on it, you're still in it.
I used to comment,
But you still watch it.
and
You still read it. You go in the comment section and hit the comments and go through the comments and read them.
oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant like the post itself. I
Mm-hmm.
don't go in the comments anymore. So I
Okay.
used to, I'll read the post and I realized it was polarizing.
Okay.
And so now it's like as soon as I see what kind of post it is, I just keep scrolling.
Okay.
I thought you
That's
mean
better.
like,
That's better because
okay.
that's why I was asking if you go to the post and you watch the post and you go down in the
Yeah.
comments and you're reading the comments, you're just not responding, but you still got all that. You still got all of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the people who post this kind of stuff, you can unfollow them, right?
Yes. But I just have to change my circle because I used to be a person who was against, well, who was involved with it. And so I've changed a lot
I was
in the
involved with
past few
what?
years with this black men against black women.
All right.
So,
Well, first thing you can do is you can have friends on all these platforms. Unfollow does not mean unfriend. You
mhm.
can determine who shows up in your feed. I do. I don't follow a lot of the stuff. When people are posting stuff I don't want to see, I just unfollow it. I don't even see it. People try to send stuff. Did you see what this person said? I don't want to see this. I make it known. Don't want to see it. And you send me something, I just block you. Boop. You ever thought about doing that?
No, I haven't actually.
This stuff is poison.
Yeah.
Let's get to you personally. You're 24.
Hmm.
Would you ever like to have children?
I have a son.
Okay. Are you married?
Yes.
How long you been married?
We've been married for about a year now.
You're about a year now. And what does your husband said about you in these posts in these places?
He tells me to stop.
Oh, now you know. Is he home?
Yes.
Okay, okay, sis. All right. So, out of respect and deference to your husband, I'ma just tell you. Do you think your husband's telling you that because he doesn't have your best interest in mind?
He has my best interest.
Yeah.
It's it's because it's my personal friends and family who are still indoctrinated with this,
But you
and
gotta,
that's like me trying to help
but
them.
baby girl, understand. You got a husband and a child. You got a whole family. You got to save yourself. You got to build your family. Let them grown folks do what they're doing. Your husband's
Yeah.
trying to say, focus on what we got here. And see, I'm gonna tell you, in church, I saw a lot of this stuff. Women trying to fix other people instead of focusing there. Every 30 minutes you're spending on that is 30 minutes you could be spending doing something for you and your husband and your family, or otherwise meditating, reading. Yeah, you know better.
Yep.
I think you called in to hear me tell you the same thing. You know better. Come on, unfollow. Here's something I learned in therapy. It helped me a lot. Detach with love, meaning there are people that I have in my network, my family that I grew up and I care about. I call them friends, but they're really not friends. We just known each other a long time. Friends are people that you pick with a common interest. Everybody between the age of 0 and 18, those are people that were just kind of forced on you because of your city, state, neighborhood, school, all that kind of stuff. When you leave the house, the people you pick after that are really your adult friends.
Yeah.
So detaching with love, it just means, hey, if they on that BS, you just okay, see you later. I mean, if they were to be smoking and drinking, and you wouldn't necessarily go over there and take your kid over there, you let them do what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's what it is. All right, don't.
Thank you.
All right, uh, don't have him calling. Yeah, there you go, brother. No, congratulations, sis. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Peace out. Bye bye.
Bye.
She said her husband telling her, "You need to stop that." Mm-hmm. I don't see a microphone. All right, here we go. Da, 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 da. Jonna, I'm going to go ahead and boot you because you're not going to show yourself on video. And you can unmute yourself. She said her name is Miss Fine. Really? Go on with your bad self. Yeah. What's going on, Miss Fine?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I can. Can we be
Oh,
friends?
okay.
Can we be friends?
We can. We can. There's nothing wrong with that.
Huh?
Yes, we can. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. Well, go ahead. What you got on the topic?
Okay, so go ahead, rate me. I want to hear this.
I couldn't see. I couldn't hear you.
Rate me.
Oh no, we're on a different subject. You have nothing on the topic. I'm gonna have to get on to the next person.
Oh, okay, okay. Go ahead. Go to the next person, but I'm going to still
All
fine.
right,
Okay.
bye. Y'all love to call in here just telling me what to do. I know what you talking about, but give me what I want. No, that ain't how it works. Unmute yourself. Hello.
Hi,
All right. How do I pronounce your name?
Jenna.
Jana. Can we be friends?
Yes, Jenna.
All right.
Sure.
What you got on the topic for me?
I was just gonna comment on the fact that, well, first of all, I really appreciate what you're doing. I think it's really important.
No, it's not. I'm the devil.
I would say it stings a little bit, but it's really important. The message is very important.
Well,
So,
men are
I
men,
wanted
women
to
are
say
women.
that.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that I think that oftentimes, like, I think historically we have a lot of stuff we have some chips on our shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Between Black women and Black men, and I think that makes it hard for us to develop these healthy, sustainable relationships. You know, I hate to always bring it back to slavery, but like literally, that's what we were told we cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So I think for sure there's some history there to why it's hard for our communities to develop these long
So let me
standing
ask you.
relationships.
Let me ask you this question then.
Yeah.
Why up until 1965 were black people married at a rate of 80% when we were much worse treated? Jim Crow, segregation, black laws. Uh, we had it all prior to 1964, and we were married out of slavery the most than anybody in this country.
That's a really good point.
Because
I
because slavery and that kind of stuff is a thing, but it's not the thing. It's not the thing. Every group has something coming against us. We were the most married. More than anything else. How about this? Over age 18, we all understand that we're legally adults. Whatever you have, you heard me say we're not responsible. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Have you heard me say that? It's not your fault.
Something along those lines.
So if all these things are true, slavery, all that other kind of stuff, it's not our fault, but it is our responsibility. We got to get better. So that's why I push back against the slavery narrative, because we know how to do this stuff. You know, and there are other platforms, other channels that can get further into it. I don't want to get that deep into tonight, but when you have men and women, when you have women saying they don't need their men, yeah, that's a formula for this. Yeah, well, you know. All right, thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
All right, hey, guess who's in the waiting room? Y'all stop messing with that girl. I guess okay. That's another thing. Now, I'm supposed to be so bad. Woo! But yeah, women will call in every night. Why do they call? They like that guy. Da, 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 da. Well, instead of saying making up stuff about me, why don't you ask why they don't listen to you? If you want to make up something about me, because, and I'm just telling you, some of the things I've had brushed by me, and I get it. And I will say this to my audience, guys, understand something. When I started YouTube, I planned on having a platform of 1 million subscribers. You're going to have a bunch of people say a bunch of crap about you. Go to any large platform and the comment section it's a no man's land. Large content creators tend to only deal with their comments 30 minutes after they upload a video, because those are your diehard followers and things like that. After that, man, it's just like having a building on a corner. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Now, what I do is I do moderate my comment section to where you can't go in there and just say a bunch of foul language. Like, you can't come in the comment section and call black women a bunch of bees and all this other kind of stuff. That'll get blocked. It gets moderated for all kind of hate speech and that kind of stuff. But people's opinions are free. Now, what I don't allow is outright lies. And I've heard and people, here's the thing, people can lie on you. People gonna lie on you. You can't let it bother you. You got to keep on doing what you're doing, because at the end of the day, if you got something, if people like what you serving in your restaurant, you can't get mad at people who want you to change what's on the menu. They're not your customer. Uh-oh. Now she gonna scream and holler, I can't allow you in the chat room today. She gonna get mad. Otasia. Why are y'all messing with Otasia? Okay, man, y'all leave Otasia alone. I looked at my comment section the other day, and I guess it's become a little trending thing. You know what? Let her have her say. I will let you have your say, because I've looked at my comment section, and a lot of folks have been saying stuff about Miss Otasia. So I will let her. Oh, she didn't want to speak. Okay. Otasia calling. Otasia, will you marry me? You can't criticize women? Yeah. Well, we got to change that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Was Spelman criticizing women when they removed the college athletic program to put money into health and wellness because they noticed that the incoming freshmen were coming in morbid and obese as teenagers. The truth is not criticism. What we, I like it. I love it when sisters call in and say, you know what? We're strong women. We can handle this. When you talk about folks just saying you're bashing all this other stuff, if it's just truth that's printed on the website, look here, man. People will try to virtue signal, shut you down. They will go full Karen on you. And I don't play that. I just let them say what they say. You ain't gonna say it over here though. You can say whatever you want on your side. So let me say something else, guys. I've said this on another channel. Let me say it today. Black men are asking black women who have had all this media put out in front of them, all the things we know. You're asking them to be friends? Oh, you're gonna have to give them air cover. If you decide to be friends, you can't decide to sit around about time. Oh, silly, stupid, dumb, dummy, dumb face. Oh, booger face, lobster tongue, banana peel head. No, it's a negotiation. When two people who have been at odds with one another sit down, you don't crack jokes. You don't snap. You don't rub it in. This is where diplomacy comes in. And this is a soft skill because at the end of the day, all you're trying to do is move it on down. Move the ball down the field. See, the whole thing about being friends is it does this. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you. But can we just get out of each other's way so we can all just do what we need to do? Everybody else can stay out of each other's way and build businesses vertically, build multi-million-dollar local, state, national, international companies. You can have people come right onto YouTube. Jeffree Star is somebody, a guy from Arkansas, I want to say, or California. Looks like Marilyn Manson, all the tats and stuff. 5 or 6 years ago, that guy had $4,000 to his name. The second quarter of 2018 or 2019, he paid $20 million in taxes on his business because everybody else can figure out how to stay out of each other's way to do business. But sadly, we decided getting each other. Oh, you over there doing this, doing that, and passing a collection plate and taking money. Anytime I hear stuff like that from somebody, click, close, delete, unsubscribe. I don't need to know why you're saying it. I just know you're not the kind of person I want to deal with. When people are getting into your pocket watching, why ain't they going over here and doing this and doing that? And he's taking their money and whoa, what? This is YouTube. It's not strong arm robbery. Folks are coming to do what they want to. So at the end of the day, that's the program. We're going to have, why can't we be friends tomorrow? Tomorrow. What's tomorrow's program? This whole high value thing, we're going to get more into what there has to be something between average and high value. Average, high value, and luxury lifestyle. Okay. Average, high value, luxury lifestyle. But between average and high value, there's something here. And see, a lot of women want to go directly from average to high value because we've skipped this. All right. Like I've often asked women, why do you need a man who's making $300,000 a year, especially if you're not having any kids? Why do you need a man who's making $150,000? Why do you need that? I mean, what is it you think you're going to get? Why have you defined that? Because that whole high value thing, now I'm willing to have the conversation, but I do focus on high value. The top 10% of men, top 10%, top 5%, and the top 20% of women that want to be there. But then men who are in the top 25%, well, let me take that back. Men who are in the top 20%, not 25. The top 20%, what does that mean? That means right around about $80,000 a year. If it's top 15% is $85,000 a year. So right around $80,000 a year, 75 to 80,000. Ladies, understand something. If a man in Dallas making $75 to $80,000 a year ain't good enough for most of you average 4, 5, six adjustable sixes. I don't know what's going on here. Why we've made that unacceptable. Guys who are accountants, guys who there's several positions that earn in the upper five figures. That's 75 to 80,000, the 75 to $85,000 range. Because what I've noticed is a lot of times I hear women say, I don't want a man on 40 or 50. Okay, 70 to 85. But if you can't deal with a man in the top 20%, that means you can be a woman in the top 40%. That means the 6 or better. Let's talk about it. That's tomorrow. The gap between average and high value. I'm going to name it something, but that's women who are like straight up 5s and 6s. You're in the top. You're on this percentage. You're in that half of the 50% or the 60%. You're not over here. And then men who are over here. That's a logistical match. Why is it that looks so untenable? Why is it that so many women just want to skip those men and go straight to the guy who's making $100,000 a year and da da da? Because one of the questions I have asked, should women feel pressured to get married or should women have all that pressure? Well, let me understand. High value is high pressure. Hear me again. High value is high pressure. To be a high value man, you are under pressure. To be a high value man's wife, you're going to be under pressure. If you don't want to be under pressure, you need to go down to the pressure level you can handle. Being a quarterback of a football team means you're under pressure. You handle the ball every snap. Everybody's coming to get you. See, people like being a star quarterback because if he throws the winning touchdown, the receiver who catches it gets some glory, but he gets all the shine, but he also gets all the blame. We need to talk about these running back and receiver and middle linebackers, guys in that 75 to 80, solid dudes, but they're not on that high value thing. Because I honestly think a lot of women are just overlooking men who are perfectly suitable, and you're overlooking what could be a very happy life. But you feel like you got to get some luxury status that you see that honestly don't even really fit you. What I would say is this. One thing I like about what's going on over here is more conversations go on in the chat room. You actually see men and women talking. You see people coming over and here's the thing, you'll never be able to stop trolls or things like that. People trying to throw things off. That's what you have moderators for. But in general, the people who are on the same path talking, if you don't give that kind of stuff energy, it tends to go somewhere else. I mean, I don't begrudge people for disliking the message or not liking me. Okay. Like the lady said, it's a little bit harsh, but that's why I thank Rebecca Lynn Pope for making that video. Men don't speak like women. Is it harsh or is it direct? Oh, you cut women off and look, you're running a platform. You can't let somebody ramble on and talk about what they want to talk about when you have thousands of people watching. Oh, we're okay. Few minutes left. Let's try this one. No, Juliet, you must show yourself. Unmute yourself, please. Hello.
Hi.
What's your first name?
How you doing? Ty.
Hi, Ty.
How you doing?
Can we be friends?
I would say yes.
You would say yes? Uh-oh.
I would say we can get along. I don't know necessarily friends. We can definitely get along.
Okay. That's all you got to ask for.
So
Now, say it again. You kind of broke up. I said, can we be friends? You said, I would say again.
I would say yes. That's a more difficult thing, but get along, yes.
Okay. Are you talking about me in particular, or are you just talking about black men in general?
I would say black men in general. I don't know you.
Okay. Um. Well, have you had? I'm curious.
Okay. I've had difficult relationships, but I've done work and I've owned my part in that and
Okay.
lessons from that. So that's fine. So I'm not jaded from that. I would say having friends though, I tend to run into men who we start off as friends, but they tend to want more romantic things happening. It's like, we're
Hold on.
friends.
I mean, those are two different things.
So that's why I said we can get along and I can support people and I do
Let me take both. Let me take two of those two. Okay. Am I on Bluetooth speakerphone?
no, it's through my computer.
Hmm. All right. All right. Relationships are what they are, and there are three sides: your side, his side, and the truth. But let's get to the other part, because that's why you seem like you had the hesitation. That you say you have friends who want to take it out of the friend zone, and you don't want it to be there. You don't want.
Yes.
Okay. So they shoot their shot.
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. I don't take offense to it. It's just I'd rather stay in the friend zone.
Okay. Um, do you have an issue with them shooting their shot?
I would say yes. I'm still rather be single. So that's the issue.
So how is he supposed to know that?
No, it's like I said, I don't take offense. It's
Okay.
once they shoot their shot, it's communicated, it's
Okay.
fine.
Well,
Not
here's the thing.
I don't get upset.
Okay, and here's the thing. There's some guys who are not just direct. But would you be offended if they stopped being your friend after you shot them down?
No, I wouldn't be offended. I would like to be their friend. I mean, if possible,
No, it's
without
not.
any romantic side, but no, I wouldn't be offended.
Well, here's the truth, ladies. Some men are direct, some men are indirect. And if he shoots his shot and you turn him down, you're at a relational imbalance. He's attracted to you, but you're not attracted to him. See, the old school social contract between men used to be, I will get access to you physically and romantically, and you get access to my resources and my time and things like that. So non-sexual attention. I think that was shout out to Roger Curry. But far too many women want men's non-sexual attention, and men aren't getting what they want. So when he shoots his shot and you turn him down, he's taking back what he's paying for. That's normal.
Okay. Well, can I ask this? So we talk about high value earning men, and you said I believe the 25 percentile makes around 80,000. Is that correct? Did I have that number correct?
Some 75 to 80,000. Yeah, 75 to 70 to
Okay.
80, 70 to 85.
Okay. And so the question that I pose is, I do business. I am in the STEM field, and I make more than that. If I want to do business with someone, I want to be friends with them. I don't necessarily want to leverage the romantic side, but we can definitely leverage the business side, which can benefit both of us. So I am in it for a friendship.
Okay, do me a favor. Ask the question like I'm 4 years old. Make it real simple for people.
Okay, my question is, why is it that he feels he needs to leverage something in what he's giving when I really want it to be a business transaction or a friendship that we can leverage?
But here's the thing. You
The
don't
romantic
hold on.
way.
All right. You're asked. Okay. I don't know. I'll give in general. In general, men don't want to be friends with women. We don't want you as friends.
Okay.
I don't know why this is so complicated. We don't want you as friends. we want to do business. We want to do business with men. If we're doing business with a woman, that's fine. Uh, but let me back up. What you're wanting is you're wanting a man to operate like a woman.
Okay.
Well,
Didn't think so, but I want to hear what you have to say.
okay, were you raised with your father in the household?
No.
Okay, there you go. You want a man to be just to be platonic if he's attracted to you and keep it business. And the thing is, honestly, unless you are the top of your game in your industry, men can often find a better male counterpart to do business with than a woman. Get better returns and better outcomes because men tend to dominate all industries. So if a man's doing business with a woman that's not his woman, there's generally a reason there. He wants something other than business. So
Okay.
to think a man is going to come in and be like, oh, hey, let's just, you say you're in STEM. Do you own your own company?
No.
Okay. So what are some of the things you're talking about working together? What do you mean?
Well, in that instance, it is a company that I work on, but no, in my general, I work for the government.
But what do you talk about working on? I don't know what you're talking about.
Like app development, things like that.
This is outside of your job.
Yes.
So developing an app with you and he developing an app, going into business together.
I mean, that's one example. That's a more recent example, but that's not the only.
But is that an example?
Yes.
Okay. Are you a premier app developer?
No.
All right. Then why would they go into business with you to do something to develop a business or a product if they can go somewhere else where somebody's better at it and have a business outcome? See, you got to ask yourself the question, are you the best person to partner with to get the outcome? If it's strictly business.
Well, I guess I need to reframe my business model because I don't always choose the best. I don't choose people based on that level, but I understand what you're saying. I don't always factor in, are they the best people?
Well, it's business. You got to make a business decision with business metrics.
I hear you. I hear you and I
So
understand.
this is a big problem. This is a big problem with women, with so many of us not being raised with fathers. Women don't understand. One of the first questions: do you understand how men are? Who men are? We're not. Men don't operate like women, and guys who tend to be. I don't want to. Do you don't have a boyfriend or a husband?
No.
Do you want to ever be married?
Yes.
You want children?
Yes.
By what age would you like to be married?
Let's say next 4 years.
I don't know how old are you?
31.
So you want to be married at the very end, and be okay. So after 35 is high risk pregnancy. So you want to have children that are going to have a higher risk for all the things that come along with that. Okay. Why wait for 4 years? Why not get married now? If you're 31 and your prime years are 18 to 27, 25, why not get married in the prime time?
I would say the goals that I'm working on.
Business goals?
Yeah, I would say business.
Okay. So are there any women that you work with that are married?
Yes.
Exactly. Black women act like You can't do more than one thing at a time. You don't get to plug and play men. You women have a window. And I'm going to move it over here so it's not about you. Oftentimes when I hear women say this stuff about your goals and this and that, I am not hearing women who are the top or the subject matter experts or dominating their field. I'm getting background noise. I'm not hearing women that are the top or dominating their fields. You tend to hear women who are just right there in the middle, middling. But they talk about these careers and jobs like they're just dominating something, and they're just average, right there. And go to work, and other non-black women are doing what they do and married with kids. It's an excuse. It's an excuse more often than not because, sadly, women in this category don't know how to do relationship. They don't tend to know how to do relationship. They don't have the skills. So they feel like, well, I'm going to focus right here because it's either do this or make my money. And all they're losing is time. Then they look up and they're 30 some odd years old and they're like, okay, well, I'm good here. Now I'm going to go back and go and try to do this. And it's like, well, no, your relationship muscle skills are completely atrophied. And now you can only it becomes all bad because now you want a man making more money. You're older. Your relationship skills are lower. Your demands are higher. We got to stop putting off all these relationships until you get your career. Unless you're trying to become, if what you're doing requires you to be unmarried, then I can't see any married women doing what you're doing. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you because I was having background noise. Now that wasn't about you, but that was about women in general. Got to unmute yourself. I can't hear you. There you go.
Can you hear me? Okay, thanks. Okay. What I wanted to say was, yes, women that work in the building or agency and things like that are married, but people that I'm usually the only Black woman, usually only woman on my team, period, in my career. So across the board in my field, no, I don't know married women, but generally, yes, I know married women. So I just wanted to.
You're in STEM, and again, it's one of those careers that I said high value men tend to avoid because of the controlling nature of these personality types. I said this last night. The controlling nature. And, I'm not going to ask you, but to rank yourself highly and all that, because that's not this broadcast. But suffice it to say, you're not on the Beyonce side. You're cute. And all these demands, and he's shooting his shot. I'm like, what? Really? I mean, we got to get more realistic. See, one of the things I'm going to talk about is something that far too many women don't do well. And I'm going to say this, ladies, you need to learn how to scrutinize yourself from top to bottom. Butt naked, no makeup, straight getting out of the shower, top to bottom, inside and out. Scrutinize yourself and then judge yourself as men would judge you. That's where your SMV is. That's what you're worth on the relationship market to men. You don't have to like it, but that's how men walk around. And a lot of women despise. Why do women go over there and call and get rated? I know there are women who are ticked off right now because women call into this show asking to be rated. And they're thinking, that's so humiliating and so objectifying. But they want it, ladies. They can't get it from you, though, because they can't get the truth. So I will say this. Lighten up, sis. You seem very, very structured. And that's cool. But life is about people. Life is relationships. It's not jobs. That's what we do. Men go out and, did you watch my show last night? I'm going to unmute you. Unmute yourself. Did you watch my show last night?
No, I didn't catch it.
Well, let me tell you exactly what I talked about. The kind of women that high value men avoid. He avoids the perfectionist, the PhD, the doctor, the MS, the STEM, because they're perfectionists. They tend to want things to fit in their boxes, and very regimented. And the thing is, if non-black women do what you do globally and can find husbands, it's not your profession, especially unless you're owning your own company or you're at the top of your field. It's just I don't want to say it's an excuse, but it's something that people won't question. People won't question if you say, "Oh, I'm single right now because I'm focusing on my career." People will be like, "Okay, girl," they won't question it. But see, I call bullshit. Because I say, you focus on your career. Okay, tell me, where do you rank in your company? Are you in the top 10%? Are you one? Are you the top of your field? No, I'm in the middle of the pack. What are you earning? Oh, I'm earning right in the middle. Then you got a job. You don't have a career. You got a job. What's that to focus on? But that's mean. But that's the truth. And at the end of the day, if you want to get married and have kids, do you want to have to work after you're pregnant?
I would prefer not
So
to.
you don't want to have
For a
to
little
work,
while.
huh?
I would prefer not to for a little while.
So you'll be all right sending your kids to public school?
No.
So again, you don't want to work. You want your husband to work to pay all the bills for 3 kids. That's one of these $300,000+ men at 35. Unrealistic. You're a math person. You can run the numbers in percentages. That's just unrealistic. So what I'm hearing is the guy who shot his shot at you. What was wrong with him? Were you just not attracted to him?
No, it's probably gonna sound even worse, but no, it's not anything wrong.
Or were you attracted to him?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, then what was wrong with him?
Like I said, I'm just not interested in anything romantic at the moment. But you've made very good points, and
So he is perfectly suitable. I've talked about this too. Ladies, a lot of you have probably already met the man for you and you've blown it. I would say this is a good time to call in. If what you're telling me is accurate, you need to, I would say, do some reflection. If a man is interested in you, I mean, I don't really want to go there, but unless you're really going to tell me you got a high end, fast track career, I don't know what you're giving up relationship for. Unless you're just not in the headspace for it. Okay, I can hear that. But you say you're in therapy?
yes.
Good. But see, in therapy, I would say this, and I'm gonna let it run. Therapy is not meant to. Once I get my head fixed, then I'll do it. Nope. Black women got to learn. You got to spin all these plates at the same time. Therapy is meant to have improvements that you actually go practice in your real life. It's not plug and play. It's not one at a time. It's all the things at the same time. Thanks for calling in, sis. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah. Yes, STEM personalities tend to be a little dry. So I will say that if there are people who are interested in you, forget love. Think compatibility first, especially in America. All right, I got to get up out of here. Overall, good program. Why can't we be friends? You got folks talking about they want to be friends. Talking about this has been a good show. So, to all the people who want to come around trolling, Cornbread Earl and them watching, yeah. So all the folks calling in want to troll and talk about know what they're talking about, and you just doing this, doing that. Understand something. Hey, do you? But there are more people that are like, you know what? I'm digging this. This is better. I think I like that. And the thing is, that should be okay with you. I'm not your enemy. I'm not your enemy, but I will say this too. Slander, if YouTube is business, if you slander, I sue. Oh, you can ask some people right now. You can ask them, they've been served. I sue. Yeah. Yes, sir. You can be held accountable for what you say online, especially when it's provable. Steel Curtain is like, yeah, oh yeah, I sue. Yeah, I certainly will. Boom. Hello, ma'am. You've been served. Catching a flight and be right there and say, oh, Hotasia. All right, folks, we got to get up out of here. All right, try to be friendly with each other, man. Just let it go. Just let it go, man. Let it go. Life is much easier when you can get along with people. I tell you, when I put down trying to be right all the time and just was like, all right with being correct, start going through life, trying to be nicer to people. I walk into Chick-fil-A and I'll engage with somebody, but I walk into Popeyes. Hey, how you doing? Whatever. And you know them Popeyes people. But I even get people in Popeyes to be like, hey, what's going on? You can create your environment, but people respond to what you bring to them. If you're going to walk up to complete strangers or people you don't know with negative, foul, or dark energy, you cannot blame those people for responding to you on what you're giving to them. They ain't doing nothing to you. You come into their business, their place of business, their world, and talking. Nope, you're responsible. At the end of the day, can we be friends? Let's be friends. Let's be friends. All right. So, thank you for everybody tuning in tonight. Your friend is your godfather, your friend, and he's up out of here. Enjoy your life. Peace. We are gone. Can we be friends? He ain't trying to be friends. He's just trying to sell him an okie doke. Woo-wee.
In this moment, yes.
Oh, babies.
I cannot say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool.
Good show tonight, folks.
No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah.
Join me on Patreon. Support the program, support the movement, support the show.
No need to say where we are heading now, babe.
Join me on IG for videos you will only see there in the frat room. When they're up, they're up. When they're down and gone.
So tell your good night.
Email me your show ideas to info@bykevinsamuels.com or go to bykevinsamuels.com and book your one-on-one personal advice, corporate or career advice, your interpersonal communication, the virtual consult, which is where you kind of learn your style, personality, your sexual marketplace, that kind of stuff like that. Or none of it fits, just go book your one-on-one customized session. At the end of the day, we'll figure it out. Respect my inbox though. Thank you for all the well wishes. Thank you for all the you've helped me. Appreciate it.
It's not a problem, no. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into.
Shout out to Miss Tierra Scoop, the Money World girl. If you're looking to be Money World, oh man, there's this one chick I want to get. She's cracked. She cracks me up. But anyway, good show tonight, people. In September, I have a surprise for one man and one woman out there. Or when we cross 100,000, whichever comes first. Nothing like a before and after thing going on. Good night.